Hey everybody, this is Perch. One of the things this Diamond News does is it reveals a lot of what people are really looking for in comics. And if the publishers, the creators of everybody in this thing, including the retailers, by the way, everybody who's part of this chain, if they're smart, I think they're paying attention right now to what people are saying. Now, not what I'm saying. I would actually spend more time looking into the comments of some of these videos and looking what people are really hoping for, because I think it reveals a lot of what if people are now expressing some of the truth about what they want out of the industry in the form of, well, now I hope this happens. It's amazing to me, actually, in many of these videos, as we've talked about Diamond and Penguin Random House and Marvel leaving, everything else. It's amazing to me to see a couple things kind of come out. The amount of people who are asking for digests are incredible. And if you're Marvel, if you're a publisher, if you're a creator, if you're anybody like this, I think you need to be looking at that and going, hey, wait a minute. Look at all the people who are asking for this. Look at all the people who are hoping that one of the outcomes of this deal is that they start printing digest format. Why are they asking for that? Quick, grab some smart people around you. Form a little think tank. Do some brainstorming. Why is it that people are asking for this format? I think that there's a couple things like that are fascinating to see come out of this that are really what people are hoping you see out of the industry. There's also some other stuff that kind of reveals, I think, some of the not myths, but just that there's still more work to be done. I'm amazed at the amount of people, by the way, and if this is you, I'm not bagging on you. It just tells me, there's some more things we have to do together to kind of learn about comics. The amount of people are saying, all right, excellent, this is going to end the overship program. It won't. Penguin Random House absolutely overships things on a regular basis, especially if they're trying to do marketing and promotion. I think the two key differences are, number one, these overships are, potentially going to be a little bit more thoughtful, meaning they're not being designed to kind of spike a number for, I don't know, who knows what reason, but rather they're going to be used as marketing and promotion, which is what overships are intended to be in the first place. The other part of this is, without having the shipping costs, that's going to be, save the retailer a tiny bit of money. But I think that there's a lot that gets said online. Not so much in Twitter. I think Twitter is really all about, you got like either you're going to do a hot take, or you're going to burn somebody for their hot take, or you're going to clap back somebody else's comment, or you're going to kind of just repeat the same thing over and over and over again. That really is what Twitter seems to be all about. There's not a lot of commentary. I continue to be amazed. Days have gone by now, and I am amazed at the amount of creators who are just giddy over Marvel doing this deal, who were the exact same people, just crapping all over DC when they moved away from Diamond. It's amazing. I always wonder, like, is there a glimmer of in their minds, like, hey, a year ago I was saying the opposite thing. I'm going to look like an asshole if somebody ever puts these tweets in it. But it's funny because one of the things that Twitter is used for quite a bit is people will do the, this was you a year ago, this is you today, kind of two very contradictory statements. Oftentimes it's not even a year that goes by, it's like a month. And I think people are immune to it at this point. It's crazy. It's like people say grossly hypocritical things one day after the next, and it's like, nah, I don't know. It's nobody really notices, nobody really minds. This has got to be a huge gift, by the way, for politicians who just say whatever they want at this point. And it doesn't matter. Become inconsistent, screw it. It is I don't know. It's amazing to see that all go down. But the other thing that I'm seeing kind of coming out of this that is a little bit surprising, I think, from the fans' perspective, is this idea of, hey, can this mean that we can get to some consistent formats? Well, as I did the video, a few days ago, weeks ago, whenever this actually airs. Looking at Barnes & Noble, looking at the bookstores, and one of the stark differences between manga and U.S. North American Western comics is that manga keeps a very consistent trade dress and feel and all the rest, so that they line up on the shelf easier, so that they for booksellers, it's much easier to display them, show them, get people to buy what needs to be bought. Whereas the North American stuff is all different sizes, different formats, different colors, different logos, no consistency, no real indication of this then that for series. It's a complete mixed bag. And it's interesting to see so many people, fans and retailers alike, just begging Marvel in particular, who's particularly egregious about this, but DC is as well, just begging them to standardize, to make it a little cleaner. And if you look at the Marvel Masterworks material that's coming out from Marvel, the new one that was announced, number one, it's digest size. Number two, the trade dress and the spine is far more consistent than what they've done in the past. So maybe there is some indication. I mean, this Random House deal has been in the works for some time. Maybe there's some indication that we are going to see some improvements there. I think, keep in mind that Penguin Random House, they are booksellers. They are people who move units at big scale across lots of different venues, lots of different retailers. And so they're going to have a point of view. Now, they're not in charge. It's weird. Some of the comments are like, this is going to mean that Penguin Random House won't let Marvel ship SJW stuff. Like that's not the relationship they have. Penguin Random House is going to distribute. They are not in charge of the content. And quite frankly, Marvel is if anything, they're going to kind of lock into their current approach by and large for a while. I think they signed this deal. They're not going to just suddenly tomorrow start screwing around with it. But one thing that I think will happen is that they will lean on Penguin Random House at least a little bit in terms of marketing and promotion and maybe trade dress and some of these other things. I think Random House is far more of an expert in this than Marvel. Marvel's a publisher, published lots of comics for sure. But when we're talking about graphic novels and selling into bookstores and places like that, Penguin Random House moves just a ridiculously larger amount of content, like 50x the amount of books, more than that most likely, than Marvel does. So I do think there's some clear opportunities there that if Marvel is smart, they'll listen. But it goes back to kind of what I was saying. It's hopefully one thing that comes out of this is that the publishers, the creators, everybody takes the opportunity to kind of take a deep breath, dismiss some of the more extreme, crazy comments out there online, because there are some, and really take stock of what people are asking for, what people want, because there are some very good ideas out there that are not, hey, let's get rid of Captain Marvel, replace her back with a dude, not like that, but hey, this format is what I'm really hoping for. This price point is what I'm hoping for. This way that the issues are numbered is what I'm hoping for. I think that there's a lot of consistent themes that we're hearing, and it is an opportunity. Hopefully, all of these movements are an opportunity for publishers. And by the way, not just Marvel. I mean, Image at this point has got to be kind of looking at where they can go, because it's not going to work tied to Diamond. Diamond is an absolute sinking ship at this point. And so if Image wants to survive, they're going to have to move. Boom is making moves. Boom is about to move. And Image, if they don't move, are going to find themselves no longer the number 3 publisher and falling fast, because it's going to be a real challenge for them if they don't. So, I think there is this moment for people maybe to put down weapons just a little bit. Now, there's going to be plenty of creators and people out there who are the same arrogant jerks that they are, and are just going to want to continue to kind of harp on the same themes. Same thing with fans and customers. There's definitely some of those too that are going to want to just continue to beat the same drum. But it is an opportunity maybe for everybody to just kind of take a deep breath, separate out the hysteria from the actual legitimate, good, positive, constructive comments out there, and there are lots of them, and use this to push the industry forward. This is your glass half full view of the day. That maybe this helps improve things a little bit, and we kind of move on, and life gets a little bit better. I do think there's at least some opportunity to do that. I do think the interesting part of Random House is moving the kind of product they move. There are going to be some definite guidelines. There's going to be some definite things that are given to Marvel that, frankly, Disney Publishing already does. If you look at the stuff Disney publishes out there through Penguin Random House, The quality is usually pretty good. The placement and all the rest of this stuff is usually put together quite nicely. And I think that, you know, hopefully that then gets picked up by Marvel as well. And like as we know, Marvel leads the industry in a lot of ways, and if they start doing something, then hopefully that in turn means that Image will start doing things, and boom, and the indies will take a look at this, say, oh, okay, this is what Marvel's doing, so we will follow suit. I hope so. That would be a good outcome. Anyway, what do you think? Let me know your comments below. Let me know the things that you're looking for, and yeah, thanks for listening.